What's up, guys? Welcome to the Dread Travel Food Guy 256 YouTube channel. Today we bring you yet another construction video showing you our progress, the construction we're doing. Today we're showing you the grass thatched house. So here they had dug out the foundation. It's a shallow foundation because we're just now going to pour concrete for the front porch. So here they had dug out the foundation. They're digging the last bits of it to make sure that it's straight, and so here they had started laying the bricks for the foundation as well. They're not going to be building it so high. It's going to be one block just from the original foundation, which is a bit bigger. Because we wanted to have just a little bit of a step. So yeah, here the guys are building because we wanted to finish this before we left. So they had to work and work with the speed. This is a guy who is actually now one of our new masons. He's a very good brick mason. You will see his work. He has done an amazing job from the former masons that we've been having. So here he was laying his first brick, and then now he's backfilling. So yeah, this goes on for quite some time, as we bring you the progress slowly by slowly. So yeah, we continue backfilling slowly by slowly, as this is our first brick laid. So this is the first course, so he has to backfill slowly by slowly for him to now have a proper level to lay the second course. You notice that our foundation is kind of highly raised at some points and low on some others, because our land is not completely flat. This is like a hill, so some places are kind of raised and the others are not. So we decided to just add another top course so that the concrete now will be backfilled here. So the concrete will be now almost approximately a quarter of a foot to make sure that at least we have something that will last long. So here he was doing the last courses on the building to make sure that the building does not remain sunk into the ground, because as we've been filling more soil, the building has become a bit less raised on some ends. So we decided to just add one course. This is the front porch that we started with. It's properly nicely built now, and a bit backfilled, but not yet pounded down. So this will be stomping up the soil nicely to make sure that it's nice and leveled before the concrete is poured. So yeah, this is how our foundation has looked for the front porch. So if you look at it at this level, you would see that we left at least one course to make sure that we have a bit of a step. So the outside porch and the original foundation will not be the same. So now we're going to embark on backfilling, but to not buy any soil, we decided to wait for the guys who are supposed to do the stairs to come and start their digging as we pour the inside. So here they started mixing the sand with the cement to make sure that we have mortar ready to now finish the remaining bits of the building. So for strength and long-lasting building, normally here we do a ratio of 4 wheelbarrows with one bag, which is a 50 kg bag. So it's here is mixing mortar the local way. You know, when you say mortar, some people wonder where the mortar is that mixes, but we do it a local way. So this is us, you know, no mortar but mixing mortar, you know. So yeah, he digs in with the spades to make sure that the cement sinks in. After it's ready, then we'll just add water to make sure that it's, you know, ready to build. So yeah, as we mix it more even, the stair guys arrived and decided digging where the major column of the stairs will be. So this will be a major column that will be holding the stairs that are going up on the first floor. Sorry, you know, second floor is in my head. Maybe much later on I'll tell you the reason why I think about second floor. So here they were digging out a square to make sure now they can pour a stand for the stairs. We tried to collect as much soil as we could, good soil of course, a marram field kind of soil, because we are on the rocky side. So as we were backfilling to make sure that it was ready, here the materials for the stairs arrived as we were now making sure that our porch was more leveled for the concrete pour that was to come that day. You see, this is the square they've dug. It's still not so deep, but they actually have to dig it a little bit more deep to make sure that it's firm and strong to hold the staircase. So here they had put to measure to see if their stand would fit as measured. They dug 2 holes, one at the front and one at the back, to make sure that there is a landing. So this guy goes on to keep pounding to make sure that it's nice and leveled and also strong. So we're going to pour water. Also, there was just a bit of a depression, so it would have taken a lot of concrete inside. So we tried to do a little bit cutting here and there and backfilling in the middle to make sure there was no depression in the middle to take up more. So yeah, here the back wall was built. This we didn't record because we went for lunch and came back when they had built. That's how fast these guys are. Now these guys started making their cuts. This is me just
Still, how far?
Well, it's evidence. I guess before we leave, we're gonna be climbing up the stairs now.
So yeah, these guys are really pretty fast. These cuts have just been made in a very small space, and as you look at it now, you can really see how far they've gone. They've already laid the first landing, the second landing as well. Now they're just doing the connecting staircase to make sure that it now meets the last landing up there. To mention, they only poured down the stands. They haven't poured the standing columns that you see there where he's standing up there. So he's just now creating the landing, the final landing. So yeah, very soon we'll be able to get up there, not just by a ladder. Those who know ladders, like, you know, the one made from sticks, will just be going up with the staircase. So the guy down is the one making the cuts, and the other guy up there is now making the shapes and taking all the major decisions. Remember that concrete I told you we were going to pour? Yeah, so today is the big day. We'll be pouring the concrete for the flooring of the grass hut. Same way they'll be pouring the concrete of the stairs, but theirs will be done up top, and then this one, so this is the sand, all of it. We're about to mix in cement and now lay the gravel to make sure that we start the concrete mix. Yeah, this goes on for some time. Yeah, so the joining forces is just going to be a pair of guys to make sure that we use the wheelbarrows to just take it inside. We'll be wheeling in turns to make sure that we get this done. When I say we, I actually mean me getting involved, you know. Yeah, you might get to see a piece of me doing the work or not. Depends on how lucky you stay around to watch the video. So yeah, this is our sand. The cement is already in, mixed properly. Like I told you, our ratios now for when it comes to concrete, it's mostly 6 to sometimes 7. And then we add the gravel mixed with water and make sure it's ready to go. So this is what it looks like. For those of you who have not watched the part 1 of this video, please make sure to check it up. It's a video just before this one to make sure that you know where it began and how the story began. It's actually coming up nice and looking all beautiful. I wanna make sure I can show you step by step of what the progress has been through the years here. This video might be very short, but it has actually taken some time shooting. If you remember, those who have watched the other video of how the grass looked when it was delivered and what it looks like now when we did the concrete pour, and you know, there's been a bit of wear and tear, so you can see. So yeah, here they started mixing. Again, we went for breakfast. I think every time they're doing major things, we're already going to have some food. So yeah, they started with this corner. So the reason why we decided to do the concrete pour, one, it will help us know what we are building up is safe and secure, and also to not waste so much sand on the ground. It's better to do the concrete pour so that now as they go forward, they will be mixing the rest of the sand from the inside. I'll later go back to that, to the reason why we decided to do that. We basically want a clean sand mix because the next walls that we'll be raising are critical. So yeah, we've started from this end and voila, we'll be done in no time. This is what our layer will look like. We're not going to pour a heavy layer. We're going to put a very small, a few inches of concrete, and then we'll lay something, you know. I don't want to give it away all at once, but we'll be adding something sure on top for the finishing of the flooring. We'll see what that will be in a bit. So we are juggling it as the other guys are doing the stairs, these guys are doing the pour to make sure that, you know, everything is done right. Yeah. So yeah, as I said, we'll be wheeling. It's not yet time for us to do our turn. to, with a wheelbarrow, but soon it will be. So this goes on until yeah. So as it keeps going on, we decided to just be the first person to climb up the stairs. So yeah, this is me trying to struggle to find someone to hold to make sure that I use the stairs before anybody else. That was a bet I was supposed to win. So I actually did win it. I went up the stairs. It was a bit of a struggle. As you can see in the video, I wasn't just standing in one place. I was fidgeting to make sure I get up there. So I got up there all the way to the top. This is what it looks like. They haven't laid the steel yet. So this is what the formwork looked like. And yeah, so they'll be doing now the irons. They'll be laying the steel now to make sure now it's strong and ready to pour. So this is the first phase of the formwork, and it looks beautiful. So down here, this is what our concrete pour turned out, looking very nice, almost ready. This is the next day. So yeah, goes on slowly. So now we are left with the porch, which will also be poured not long after this, but he decided to just build one of the front walls because it's a short wall. So I decided to just build it and get it over with. So yeah, here is putting the damp proof to make sure that the water from the foundation doesn't climb its way to now the face walls. So yeah, and then here they laid the steel. They're hammering everything down to make sure it's nice and strong, to last us generations. This is something that is going to be here for a very good time. So we're not making any shortcuts, not cutting any corners, to make sure that it's done once and doesn't need repairs in just a short while. So yeah, you can see the concrete poured down there, looking all nice and dry. So we decided to just fly the drone and get an aerial view of what it looks like now. Remember that time when we first flew the drone with our old structure that we had to tear down? Looking at this drone go up for another time is actually very beautiful. looking at what we have achieved over time. In this house that you see on the other side wasn't there, that's the neighbors. So it is something to show you how long these videos take to be made. So yeah, we flew the drone and made sure to capture the surroundings so that the next time you see it, we'll know how long the videos actually take. So yeah, that's the hut on the other side. So we decided to fly all the way up in the skies to make sure that we get an aerial view. The grass is actually turning color. That's to show you how long this video take. The gravel you see up there on the slab is the one that would be used to pour now the concrete for the staircase. But well, both second floors on both sides are almost ready. First floors, sorry, I keep forgetting and slipping to first floor, but I said I would second floor, but I said I would tell you why. So yeah, today is another big day. Today was the day for the concrete pour for the staircase, and also raising the walls for, you know, the building. So the next thing you'll be seeing will be, you know, drum roll. Oh yeah, drum roll. Ready. So they started pouring the concrete. They are doing it from up, and also the starting base for the staircase had to be poured. So these guys always trying to make a way to just make their work easier. So they are using the wheelbarrow, like you can see there. So he mixes it from up and then pours it all the way down. So they made sure to start from the bottom up. So they were sending the concrete from up here and making sure that the guy down just cuts it down and compacts it to make sure that it doesn't leave any, you know, pocket holes. So he's the vibrator down there, keeps hammering on the wood and everything to just make sure that the concrete goes in nice and easy. He has to move for the other guy because that guy is not careful at all. He could literally let that wheelbarrow fall down if he's not careful. So this guy has to move for his own life and his own safety, you know. So this guy pours in the concrete. He had to do this a couple more times to make sure that we had enough. So yeah, being the good cameraman that I am, I went all angles, you know. Sometimes I'm actually not the cameraman. Sometimes somebody else has to hold the camera, and maybe I'm doing something, you know, like eating. So yeah, is this guy using his fingers? No, that's a hammer. So yeah, a couple of more wheels and we'll be ready to go. As well, I have another bet that I have to win to make sure that I walk on these stairs before anybody else. So stick around to see if I win that as well or not. I have a bet with somebody that I have to be on this building, walking those stairs. So yeah, I'm not chickening out anytime soon. So yeah, this is what it looks like coming up. So these bricks are for another project, also on the grass hut, but I'll tell you about it in a bit, you know. So the other wall that we're building on the side was built halfway. This is the guy, the truck guy, trying to deliver some of the stones. So we are receiving some red, which is just red soil, made out of red soil. Those are not the good type when it comes to direct rain on them. And these ones are the clay ones, which most of the builders call them the white one, which is the clay now. This is for a project you're about to witness as well. Just stay on the channel to make sure that you know, you finish the video. So yeah, they're always having their own talks, they always have their own fun. That's the only thing I find amazing about Masons. They always have a story to tell, you know. And if you listen to these stories, like, you won't help it, but you'll always end up laughing about something that they have said. So yeah. Oh yeah, remember that bet I told you I had to win? This is the moment of truth. You see that? You see that? I had to have video evidence. Nobody had walked these stairs because they were drying. And guess who was the first person to walk up? Oh, you thought it wasn't me? You guessed wrong. I was actually the first person to walk up the stairs. Historical for me and historical for that bet that I had to win, you know? Yeah. I used a little bit of intimidation, of course, to make sure that I was the first person to go up. But, you know, I was still very early as well to make sure that I walked the stairs to see if they were dry or not, you know? Did it a couple of times and my oh my, it feels nice. It is going to be a very nice feeling having to go up and down these stairs for the next so many years. This is another big step for our construction. We're not yet on the finishing line, but at least we're very happy and glad that, you know, we're taking the baby steps to get there. So this staircase is going to be access to two places. Up here is going to have a youth center on this side where I'm standing. And that's our turning table. Now here, that is the other side. This is going to be more like a host place for our visitors that come to see the projects that people are doing and stuff. So that will have, this is our landing again. So this is what the back looks like. This has a lot of work to be done. And to now set up a shed that will be housing the center, it's not going to be a joke. Here the guys started throwing the bricks so that they can continue with the walls because they didn't have any. That's why the walls had stopped halfway. Some of these walls have to be built with the red, and then the others would be, you know, surprise. The one thing I want to tell you is this place serves you views all day, every day. From the sunsets to the sundowns, you know. When the sun is setting, beautiful views. When the sun is rising, beautiful views. So it depends on which side of the property you are. But the front is always good for the sunrise, and then the back is always good for the sunsets because it's more like a valley on the other side. So the sun goes down as you watch it go down your face slowly by slowly. So all you need is to have your camera and soon maybe a glass of wine, you know, and watch this. So yeah, this is what so far has been done. This is going to look very massive, by the way. I just don't want to sell the whole thing so that you stop watching the video, but trust me, the transformation by the end of this video will amaze you. This is going to be half built, and then the rest will mostly be half glass, to make sure that somebody doesn't lose out on seeing what is happening in the road, or to make sure that they still capture on the good breeze that comes in, because the winds here are always fresh and kind of cool, you know. So we don't want to block it completely, but we still don't want someone to be seated in the restaurant and then feeling like they have to deal with dust and stuff like that or anything, because we are just by the road. It's a main road, I must say, but coming up nice. So one of these is going to serve as the downstairs will be serving as a restaurant and chill area. The other one will be a meat area. So here we left the one window because we figured that because of the landing, we had to block some parts to make sure that the dust doesn't come in directly, and also to leave a space for lighting to come in, because we are all about the natural lighting. We'll have aesthetic lights, of course, for the night, but we want to use and make sure we utilize as much as we can of the natural light before we go now to the solar lights, you know. Most of this will be you know, the lighting will mostly comprise of solar lighting. So yeah, this is what it looks like on the outside. It's all half done. Of course, you're gonna see what it turns out to be when it's all complete. So this staircase also added a little bit more beauty and a bit of congestion on the building, but it will I can assure you the plan looks amazing, and when it's complete, it will pull out everything. We don't have to explain to you this is this, this is that, but you'll be seeing it for yourself. But for me, as a person that sees the vision come to life, I'm telling you, I'm very proud and amazed with what we've been able to achieve through these years. Congrats if you made it this far into the video. Please stay on and make sure to catch the next episode. Episode 3, we're going to show you how far we've come. Subscribe, like, share, leave us know what you'd like to see in the next video or what you are guessing the next video will have. Thank you.